12 jurors and 2 alternates will soon decide whether prominent Lowcountry attorney Alec Murdaugh will spend the rest of his life in prison for the 2021 murders of his wife Maggie and son Paul.
And tonight, the first round of the jury selection process is in the books. Greg Adeline is live outside the Colleton County Courthouse with a recap of day 1. Greg?
Well, good evening to you, Judy and Dondi. 3 batches of potential jurors have cycled through the Colleton County Courthouse. The salient question from Judge Newman throughout these proceedings is whether or not they can be fair and impartial in deciding this case ultimately. Now, no video is allowed in the courtroom today through jury selection. That's important to note because what you are about to hear is audio from inside the courtroom today, where you get a sense of some of the challenges that will be faced in finding this jury. Alec Murdaugh arrived at the Colleton County Courthouse this morning, presumably in handcuffs, a jacket over his hands. The man who once argued cases as a lawyer in this historic courthouse now sits as a murder defendant.
Ladies and gentlemen, as I indicated earlier, you've been summoned for jury duty in the case of the State versus Richard Alexander Murdaugh.
Audio from inside the courtroom reveals Judge Clifton Newman weeding out some of the potential jurors who will ultimately determine Murdaugh's fate. One moment highlighting just how difficult it'll be to seat a jury in a trial that has captured headlines and captivated the country.
If you have heard about this case, read about this case, or know anything about this case, please stand.
The high-profile nature of the case is just one of the obstacles in seating a jury here. Colleton County is part of the 14th Circuit, where the Murdaugh family occupied the solicitor's office for a century. Approximately 900 jury summons were sent out to prospective jurors. Many were filtered out through an initial questionnaire, asking if people had clear conflicts of interest, direct knowledge, or distinct opinions about the case. From there, several hundred are facing additional questions in a process that will last the next few days. It's a game of strategy, with the defense and prosecution knowing exactly what they are looking for in a potential juror. Each side given a number of strikes to remove any jurors they believe will be tough to convince.
As a lawyer, I don't want to waste my peremptory challenges. Those are the ones that you have the ability to strike anybody for any reason at all, whether you don't like what they look like or whatever. You want to challenge people for cause so that you preserve those peremptory challenges. Each side will probably get 8 each. There'll be a number of alternate jurors. So it's a lot of gamesmanship in selecting a jury.
And again, this process will take several days. Those jurors who came through the courthouse today will call back on the jury line to find out if they've made it to the next round. And again, it's important to note that Judge Newman in this case has ordered the media not to disclose any potential identifying information about any one of those jurors who showed up today. In fact, that line was snaked around this courthouse for a period of time as those jurors were lining up. Again, no information will be shared in regard to their identities in this high-profile case, all of it to ensure a safe and a fair trial. We are live in Colleton County in Walterboro. Greg Adeline, WIS News 10.
All right, Greg, thank you for kicking off our live team coverage of the Murdaugh trial this week. We'll, of course, continue to have live coverage for you all week throughout the trial, in fact, right here on WIS.